Welcome to Jazz FM. Day, 68 days and out. Today I'm going to tell you about a semen retention relapse story. But it's not the kind of story you'd think, actually. It's a very interessante, as they say here in Rio de Janeiro. That's where we are, by the way. My daughter lives here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And I want to make this video for you because I don't know if you know this, I'm actually running in a marathon a week today. December 14th, I'll be running in the Malaga Marathon. I don't gamble, I don't drink alcohol, don't do drugs, and I practice no-fap and semen retention. And my latest semen retention ended at the level of 68 days. What I'd done initially when I started training for the marathon, I'd read this book on spiritual, I've read many books on spirituality. If you don't know, I'm a 12-stepper by trade. Since I was 16 years old, I've been in 12-step. My drug of choice was gambling. I was in Gamblers Anonymous rooms, and at about 28 years old, I got it. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to the relapse story, but just bear with me. I'm kind of all over the place. If you ever watch the comedian Billy Connolly, I kind of divil and dazzle and dribble and drabble, but I get there in the end. But yeah, when I was 16 to 28, I was in, out, shake it all about. And then at 28, I got it because I heard this poem prayer. I sought my soul, but could not see. I sought my God, but he eluded me. I sought my brothers and sisters and found all three. And I could work with that because at the time I had a problem with God. Now I don't have a problem with God. It's just a word that I use to describe my higher power. But we'll get into that another day. So yeah, I've done 100 days before on semen retention. And for a guy like me, by the way, in this 68 days, I was in Los Angeles, I was in Las Vegas, and I've been in Rio, Cidade de Deus. All of them full of sinners and winners, all of them full of angels and demons. They're all like purgatory heightened. So if you can do it in those places, you can do it anywhere. But the interesting thing, and it's not even a relapse, but I'd call it more of a release, that when I chose to release through organic approach, through an organic relationship, through a beautiful interchange of souls coming together. What I want to share with you quickly, because my phone's going to overheat in this tropical weather. Woohoo! There we go. Another senator winner right there. Getting after it, getting the exercise in. Really important for people like us to get exercise in, right? But what was interesting was the reaction that people were having to me, particularly the opposite sex, were having to me after the release. I don't know what was going on in that fifth dimension, but the way young, old, black, white, my gosh, they were like that walking by, you know what I mean? They could not stop looking, it was insane. And I was with the person that I'd released with, and I was like, wow, this is intense. It was very noticeable, and very attractive women. The hypergamy, whatever was coming off that was speaking to the biology. So has anyone ever had that before? Get in the comments if you have. I know this kind of content attracts the hardcores, people who are hardcore into this, you know, the chi, retaining our seed, transmutation of sexual energy. I'm into all this. I'm a creative by nature, you know what I mean? I'm a creative. So I'm always looking, ever since I read that, how does one stop gambling through the Gamblers Anonymous program? One does this through a progressive character change. I've gone on this journey of what does that look like? What is a progressive character change? What is a character? What are we doing here? How I help myself is by helping another. It's really interesting. So, and I believe it, this retaining, this mindset, this avoiding corn, avoiding these distractions like alcohol, weed, cocaine, meth, gambling. I really believe it brings us into alignment with a higher power. And I think personally, getting a handle on your lustful nature brings you into alignment with that's the best way. Look, the greatest men in the Bible were stricken down, like Solomon and other people like that, by lustful nature. So when you can get a handle on that and you transmute it, no stopping you, baby. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. So yeah, if you like this content, please subscribe. If you really like it, there's a link in the description. You could buy me a coffee or cash at me. DM me on Instagram, that's in the description too. And yeah, tune in for the next videos. We've got videos weekly and we get lives. I do lives 2 or 3 times a day. So welcome, Jazz FM. Until the next time, va con Deus.